go-to pricing strategies when you're going to price your home for sale. And I have my cheat sheet. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, the consumer. We've talked about this before in other videos, where the consumer is so incredibly savvy online, and we know that these buyers and sellers are doing a lot of online research before they even hit the road or put their house on the market. So I want to share with you some ideas on how you can price your home that I think will be hopefully helpful for you. I do this before I go on a listing appointment. This is number one, because I feel like the consumer is doing this as well. So go on to some of these home value websites and see what it looks like. Maybe compare a couple of them. They are not the gospel, but I do think that there can be a good gauge. If I know that my client has looked on one of those sites and it said, for example, the house is worth $750,000 and I run the numbers to be, let's say, $710,000, I know that I'll walk in that door and we're going to have that conversation. So, but when you're doing that, we start to gather your information, go on those sites and see what it looks like. It's kind of a necessary evil. You also want, this is number two, you want to set the price at market value and don't set it through emotion. It happens a lot, and I think we're probably all guilty of it in some ways, but go with what the market says. What your agent shares with you is really what the market is saying today. Sorry that you may have spent $100,000 on your backyard. You're not going to get that back. Sorry that you've got the most expensive Italian stone on your flooring, but that was then, and you have to really go with what the market says today. Set your pricing just a little bit below the comps. Now, your home, when there's a loan on it, there's going to be an appraisal. It's just required by the bank. So again, you're going to be looking at the prices of the closed listings in the area. So what you might want to try is pricing for the third strategy, pricing right below what the comps in the area. So you look like the most attractive property in that genre, in that market. Okay, pricing benchmarks. So for example, if your agent, hopefully me, says, hey, let's price your home at around $350, and you say, I want to try $353,000. Most people online are looking in $25,000 increments, give or take, depending on the genre that you're in and the price point. So if you priced your house instead of at $350 and at $353, you're not coming in to your buyer pool's search. You're now competing with $400,000 homes, for example, or $375 for argument, my $25,000. But if they can afford $350, why wouldn't they buy the house for $375? So make yourself the most attractive in that price point. They're searching in chunks. So if you're going to test the market, generally that first 3 weeks, well, less than that actually, today too, Arizona, that first 2 weeks, a lot of the buyers come out of the woodwork. And if you're holding out for that few $1,000s, I guarantee you're going to actually fare less in the end if you wait and test the market. So depending on your neighborhood, price your house based on seasonal fluctuations. Arizona has got some very, very strong seasonal pockets. I kind of do believe that people are shopping year-round more than ever here, but we do have some areas that are second homes, and there are absolutely more buyers circling at that time of year. So if you are going to price your house, maybe wait until that season comes for the optimal price and the most amount of shoppers looking. And last but not least, if you price it right, you guys, guess what? Everything's going to fall into place just fine. We recognize that you feel like you need to navigate the process, but our job, I think the goal is to sell your home, right? So we won't mislead you. I recently went on a listing appointment, and we were, myself and the other agent, I actually ran the numbers with our North Scottsdale office manager, and I said, hey, take a peek at this, see if I'm looking at this right. We came up with a similar range. Thought I was going to have a listing, but she interviewed another agent, which is fine. I encourage that. And the other agent came in $100,000 under my pricing. So I wish them the very, very best. I did encourage them to at least get an appraisal if we're that far off. That says a lot. Because we have the same data, we should all be within within a percentage of each other, really, in pricing. So anyway, that's it for this week. I will talk to you guys next week for week 32 of 52 and hashtag Realtor Life. Have a great rest of your weekend. And of course, message me with any questions. I'll talk to you soon.